In our text, it's coming from John 2, the Gospel of John 2, verses 3 through 8. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said unto them, they have no wine. Jesus said unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother said unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Jesus said unto them, Fill the water pots with water. And they filled them up to the brim. And he said unto them, Draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bear it. If you would allow Pastor Fran to take a few moments with you, I would like to use for a subject message, it's not all about you. It's not all about you. I want you to keep in mind that at the beginning of this, I asked you just a few moments back, I asked you to clap. Come on. I asked you to clap for your neighbor, because remember what Pastor Fran said. I want you to keep this in mind. When I asked you to clap for your neighbor, I said, because you don't ever know when your next miracle is coming through the very person that you are clapping for. You don't ever know when your next breakthrough is coming for the person that you are clapping for or about. So our subject message on today is, it's not all about you. And many of us have either heard or said the phrase to someone or about someone that it's not all about you, or it's not all about them. Has anybody else ever said that or heard that? And typically when it's being said and when we have said that, we are attempting to draw somebody's attention away from themselves. So up under normal circumstances, when we say that, we're trying to tell somebody that they are being selfish. It's our culturalistic way that we're saying you're being selfish, or you're acting like everything has to be about you. So therefore, that's how we have culturally started communicating the phrase, it's not all about you. But today we want to look at that. It's not all about you, but it does not have the tones that we are culturally accustomed to it being said in. We're going to talk about it on today. So therefore, it's going to call for us to open up our minds a little bit as we hear it on today. And as we talk about, it's not all about you on today. I don't want you to think about somebody being selfish. I don't want you to think about any of that. I just want you to give God a blank canvas right here. I'm going to just give you a moment and just grab your head and say, God, give me a blank canvas. Give me a blank canvas that you can write on. Because again, typically as we hear that, or we have heard that, or as we are accustomed to communicating that, we're trying to let somebody know, hey, stop being selfish. That there's something bigger. Oh God. There's something more than what you think it is. You think it's all about you. You think it's about what you got and you know, your house and everything. But sometimes we don't really understand that it's bigger. Come on. It's bigger than us. So again, we're asking God to give us a blank canvas. We're asking God to give us a canvas that he can write on and open the eyes of our understanding as we hear this word on today. And again, our subject message of today is called, It's Not All About You. Does anybody know some people that they just think it's all about them? Every time you talk to them, or most of the time in their conversation, it's all about them. It's all about what they want. It's all about what they can have. It's all about what they can do. And sometimes it just makes you nauseous to the stomach to even talk to them. Come on. It's all about what they're going through. And it's never to the point where they can even begin to mentally contemplate on how God can use it. Come on. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And so therefore, a lot of times we just push I think it's the red button on our phone, or either we just push the decline button, or we push that button to send them to voicemail, because I just don't want to hear somebody talk all about them and what they are doing and what they are going through and how unfair it is. So, you know, But in our text on today, there's this wedding that is taking place, and it's in Cana of Galilee. And Jesus' mother is there, Mary is there, Jesus is there, and the disciples are there. And again, most of us can relate to, when we're having a dinner now in modern day times, we want to make sure that there's enough food. But watch this, we also have developed the mentality over the course of years that, watch this, when it's gone, it's gone. Has anybody else ever heard that? We come up with so many things that when it's gone, it's gone. I ain't trying to make them fat and full. I'm just trying to, as my brother-in-law can say, take the air out their stomach. So basically what you're saying is that when it's gone, it's gone. I ain't producing no more. It's gone. It's just gone. It's just gone. It's gone. But that's the modern day mentality. But in that day and time, I want us to think about it for a minute. In that day and time, you could not do that. It was not socially acceptable to run out of anything. If you ran out of anything, then you would be considered a disgrace. Think about that. It was an embarrassment. It was a disgrace if you ran out of anything. You would be considered a social outcast. And if we bring it into modern day terms, they would cancel you. Come on. I want y'all to understand that if you ran out of anything in those days and time, if we bring it to modern day terms, they would cancel you. Some of my young folks, if y'all would just type it over in the chat section and let some of our older folks know who may not be as socially inclined as some of us are, what it means when they cancel you. Come on, what does it mean when they cancel you? If y'all would just look over in the chat section, some of our younger people who are more socially inclined, there it goes. They said they done with you. If they cancel you, they don't got nothing else to do with you. Yeah. Miss Sage said, watch this. Miss Sage said, when they done with you, that means no, don't you DM them, don't you message them. They don't want to have nothing else to do with you. Listen, they gonna cut you off, okay? No, they done with you. So basically that's what happened in those days and time when you ran out of food. And here we have a scenario in our text in John 2, verses 3 through 8. They have ran out of wine. Now, we're not even going to get into the subject of fermentation. I could, but I'm not. Because we got to stay focused and deal with the issue right now. But here it is. They have ran out of wine. So they are on the verge of being cut off. They are on the verge of becoming a social outcast. They are on the verge of being canceled and don't even know it. Come on. Oh, God. Do y'all know anybody like that? They on the verge. They might even be in your contacts. They on the verge of being canceled and don't even know it. They on the verge of being cut off and don't even know it. But watch this. Now. Here it goes. Mary, she looks at Jesus and she says, there is no more wine. Now, most of us would be in a position, we'd be like, it ain't our party. Come on, let's just be honest. It ain't our party. It ain't our thing. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Because most of us, if we go to somebody's function and they run out of food, y'all know we going to get our own self something to eat. So we be like, I'm good. Come on, I'm good. It's all good. They don't got enough. I'm going to get me something to eat. And I know a few people up here, you better be careful because they might have their own stuff in their own bag. Come on. They brought their stuff with them in case it did run out. So here it is. Jesus's mother says, they about to be outcast. They about to go into cancellation. And most of us would take offense at the way, watch this, Jesus responds. And sometimes, watch this, we are so concerned on what Jesus may say that we lose focus on how he responds. Oh God, did somebody catch that? Sometimes I might not say what you want me to say, but it's just as important to watch what I do. Ooh, oh God. Did somebody just catch that? Because sometimes we get offended by what people say, but we're forgetting what they do. Sometimes we are offended by what people don't say, but we lose focus and we discount what they do. Oh God. And here it is. Jesus responds in a way that I'm sure his mother was like, okay. And if we read it, we would think it is disrespectful. But if you study it, he's not disrespecting her. He is actually respecting her, because we have to understand that the English translation is different from the Hebrew and any other translation. And sometimes we only understand it the way that we would actually communicate it. Whew. This is why I asked you at the beginning, I said, touch your head and ask God to give you a blank canvas to open your mind. Because sometimes the way that stuff sounds ain't really how it's going to happen. Oh God. Did somebody just catch that? Because there's been some things that God has been telling you to do. There's been some things that, he's been communicating to you about. And you have this idea, this preconceived idea about what it may mean. But I just need for you to stay focused and keep watching what he does. Come on, just keep watching what he does. Can somebody just type it over in the chat section? I heard him, but now I'm watching him. I heard him, but now I'm watching him. And nevertheless, Jesus's mother, she knew something. Watch this. She did not even take offense to what he said. How do you know, Pastor Fran? Because she responds to the watch this. She responds to the servants. And she tells the servants. She said, whatsoever he tells you to do, do it. This is why you can't be so easily offended. And sadly, we live in a generation that everybody wants you to say everything nice to them. Before, watch this. I'm going to always watch how you respond to what I say, because then it will give me a greater idea of how you will respond to what I'll do. Oh God. I want you to catch that. So some things that people may say to you, you might not like it, but you got to be careful at how you respond, because it might stop them from doing what they would do. Oh God, Pastor Fran just threw you something. This is why you can't get an attitude at everything that somebody says. Watch this, because sometimes it's just the litmus test to see if they can go to the next level and do it for you. Oh God. I'm throwing you something, because Jesus's mother, she didn't even get offended. She then responds to the servants. She responds to the servants, and she said, whatsoever he tells you to do, she said, do it. She didn't get in her feelings about what he said. And then watch this. She knew instructions were coming. So then Jesus gives them the instructions. He points their attention that there's some water pots. And we use them for purification. They're water pots. And he tells them, if we look at our text, he tells them, he said, fill the water pots. Catch that now. And Jesus said unto them, fill the water pots. And he tells them, watch this. I need for somebody to catch this, because I need for somebody to type it over in the chat section. What did Mary tell them that they did not have? What did she say that they were in need of? Go back to verse 3. That's the friend gonna help you. Go back to verse 3 and somebody type it up. Yeah. Oh, yes, there it goes. There it goes. There you go, Sage. They were needing wine. Watch this now. They were needing wine. But if we go down a couple of scriptures, what did Jesus tell them to fill the water pots with? Somebody type that over in the chat section. He didn't tell them to fill the water pots with what was needed. Yes, he tells them to fill the water pots up with water. Wait a minute. So, Pastor Fran, what are you saying right there to us? Everything that God tells you to do may not look like what you need. Ooh, oh God, did somebody just catch that right there? Because I've been needing this and I've been needing that. And all the instructions that God has been giving me has been looking opposite. It don't even make no sense. I told him that I needed some wine. He knew I needed some wine, but he gonna tell me to fill my water pots with some water? Don't you think he would actually turn the water into wine, that when I go cut the faucet on, wine would come out the faucet? No, because how many of you know that some of the things that God is telling you to do, it's not about what you need, it's about your faith. Oh God. Wait a minute, God. Mary said we needed some wine. But you're telling me to fill, thank you, Antonio, we might come back to it, but you're telling me to fill this up with some water. What are you saying to us right there? That everything that God tells you to do may not look like the end results, but do you have enough faith? Do you have enough trust? Do you have enough confidence in who he is to do what he said, even when it don't look like it? Because we all know that there is no natural way to get water, to get wine out of water. But it's not about, it wasn't about the water. It wasn't about the wine. Come on. Pastor Fran is throwing you something right there, because there's some of us that need something from God. There's some of us that needs some financial breakthrough. There's some of us that need some scholarships. There's some of us that need, schooling paid for. Because we have hopes and dreams and we have aspirations. And I don't see how in the world I'm going to get it, God. I don't see how in the world this is going to happen, God. Sage, I don't see how I'm going to get that scholarship. I don't even see how I'm going to go to college. Because I don't know how this is going to happen. And if I look at what I got in my hands, and if I look at what I got access to, there is no way in the world that it's going to happen. But watch this. All you got to do is put the water in the pot like he said. Don't worry about the wine. Watch this, because their concern was not supposed to be the wine. Their concern was supposed to be the water. Oh, God. Somebody say, I called it, Pastor Fran. I called it. I called it. I called it. Whew. And if watch this, and if the servants would have got caught up on supplying the wine, they would have missed their opportunity to put the water in the pot. Oh, God. And some of us have missed our opportunity to put the water in the pot because we're trying to get the wine. The wine is not your responsibility. The water is. And he only required them to provide what he knew they had access to. Is somebody catching what Pastor Fran is saying? He's only asking you to provide what you have access to. He knew that they could not provide the wine. Bridget, can I get a wow right there? He's not asking you to provide the wine. He's asking you to provide what you do have access to. They had access to the water. I've been trying to figure out, how am I going to get the house? How am I going to get the scholarship? How am I going to get the financial aid? Just give him the water, baby. You got access to the water. And sometimes your water just might be filling out the paperwork. Oh, God. Somebody catching what I'm saying? Whew. He's never going to ask you to provide anything that he has not either provided for you or given you access to. Okay, but wait a minute, Pastor Frank, but you said today's subject message was, it's not all about you. Okay, we're going to get to that part, but I just had to give you something to get your mind off of you and what you're going through and what it feels like and how uncomfortable it is and how much I don't like it, because do you not know that the servant was in a peculiar situation? Because Jesus then goes on to tell them, he says, fill it up. But I got to put focus on here. I hear you, Holy Spirit. Watch this, because watch this. Jesus just said, fill it up. But if we would look at our text said that they just didn't fill it up. The text said that they filled it up to the brim. Are y'all seeing that? They made sure that nothing else could go in the pots. Watch this, because if they had not have filled it up to the brim, maybe somebody just could have slipped by and poured a little wine in there if it wasn't to the brim. So the scripture was very specific to let us know that they made sure that there was nothing else that could go in there without it overflowing. They couldn't even add nothing else to it. Ooh, oh God. So the only way, watch this. Do you not know that some of the situations that you are in, you're in those situations so nobody else can add anything to it. So when it's done, you're going to undoubtedly, undisputably know that it was God. Huh? I know that our situations have not been feeling good, and it's been really, really uncomfortable, but most of us are in a situation where, watch this, it's to the brim. I can't even take no more. Can we just get some people to wave holding hands right there? I can't even really take no more. Huh? I don't even want no more if I just be truthful with you. I don't want no more, can't take no more, I'm tired. Y'all know I'm from the South, I'm country. Sorry. It's to the brim. If we got anybody else like Pastor Fran and it's to the brim, just put it over there, it's to the brim. We're going to go somewhere with this. It's to the brim. If you've been taking a lot, you've been dealing with a lot, you've been going through a lot, and it's to the brim. Ooh, it's to the brim. It's to the brim. It's to the brim. Watch this now. It's to the brim. I'm glad for those of you who said it's to the brim. I'm glad for those of you who typed it's to the brim. Watch this. Because it was only after it was to the brim. I know some of y'all gonna jump in after I say this and type it over in the chat section. It's to the brim, because it's gonna bless you real good. Because Jesus did not do anything until they filled it to the brim. He didn't give out no set of he didn't give out no more instructions. He didn't do nothing until it was to the brim. Watch this. Some of us had to get to the place that it was to the brim, because we needed to be in the place to know that when our water turned into wine and nothing else could go in there, that it was nobody but God. Did you catch that? It had to be to the brim for some of us. Because that's going to be our proof that when it turns into wine, it was nobody but God. When it turns into the thing that you've been praying for, when it turns into the thing that you've been asking God for, when it turns into the thing that you've been decreeing and declaring, because it was already to the brim, when it's to the brim, can't nothing else be done. So it's going to take the act of God. It's going to take the move of God. And I'm going to know it's God. Somebody just type it over in the chat saying, I'm going to know this is God. Because it's to the brim. I'm going to know it's God. But we're going to move on now and get to the subject of the message. I just had to give you all of that. Watch this. Because now, it's to the brim. Jesus is giving them the instructions. This is why Pastor Fran always encourages the body of Christ. Don't you despise instructions. I'm going to say that again so I can say it clear. This is why Pastor Fran always encourages you. Do not despise instructions. Especially God instructions. Let me make that more specific. Don't you ever despise or discount God instructions. I have never seen a time, I want y'all to look at it. It's on record. Look in your Bible. If you ever need proof, there has never been a time that God has given instructions and then not manifested his word. Oh God. Sometimes we're looking for manifestation, but we're trying to bypass instructions. Oh man. Catch that. I'm looking for God to do it, but I'm trying to bypass instructions. But wherever you found manifestation, you will find instructions. And wherever you find instructions of God, wherever you find God instructions, I don't care how silly it may sound, you will always see manifestation. And most of the time, the manifestation is the very thing that they were asking for. Woo! Oh God. But here we go. Moving on. Because we got to finish. We got to finish. Because it's not all about you. What do you mean by that, Pastor Fran? Because here it is. The servants were only a part of the hosting crew. They were not responsible. I need for y'all to understand this. They were not responsible and or accountable for what ran out. Because how many of you know you can only serve what's being provided to you? But here it is. These servants, the issue that could happen, the canceling that could happen, had nothing to do with them. But here it is. You have a couple of people who did not want it to happen. Come on. Some of us need to get some people in our circle that are concerned about the things that they don't want to happen in our lives and who are willing to step out on faith. Oh God. Because I'm not even sure if they knew who they were really inviting to this wedding or who they really had at this wedding. But now that we are conscious of it, we need some people in our circle who we know are walking upright before the Lord. Watch this. And who are concerned about the things that they don't want to happen in our lives. And they are willing to obey God to make sure that it don't happen in our life. Because watch this. The bride, the groom knew nothing about the wine being out. But watch this. He had Jesus' mother there. He had some servants there. And he had Jesus there. Ooh. This is why I told you earlier to clap for your people that are up here, because watch this, you don't ever know, watch this, if they are the ones that's interceding for what they don't want to happen in your life. And they're obeying God. They're doing something out of the normal. And it's going to impact you. Watch this. Just because it's not about me doesn't mean that it won't work for me. Oh, God, come on here. That's going to give you a whole different way to look at the fact when somebody tells you that it's not about you. Because, no, it's not all about me, but it still doesn't mean that it's not going to work for me. Because, watch this. Here it goes now. The wine issue was not even about the servants. But it worked for the servants. Come on. Oh, God, are y'all catching what Pastor Fran is saying? Because I'm a servant of the Lord. And I know it's not all about me, but it's going to work for me. It's going to work for me. And watch this. Not only did it work for the servants, but if you keep reading in that chapter, it worked for the groom. Do you not know the work that you're doing is going to work for somebody else? You've been thinking that what you've been going through and what you've been dealing with is all about you. But I came to tell you that what you've been dealing with, no, it's not all about you. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. It is, Pastor. Yeah, it's bigger than you. Your furthering your education is bigger than you. When our oldest son played football, it was bigger than him. Come on. It was bigger than him. And I decree and declare that when you realize that it's bigger than you, it may not be all about you, but it's going to work for you. This is why you don't have to get offended when somebody say, no, it's not all about you. You know, you're right. But just because it's not all about me don't mean it's not going to work for me. Come on. Did somebody just catch that? Just because it's not all about me doesn't mean it's not going to work for me. I just need for somebody to stand flat-footed and 10 toes down and just decree and declare, it's going to work for me. It ain't all about me, but it's still going to work for me. Oh God, we got an A+ student. She's smart already. Listen, oh my God, I felt that. She said, I caught that. It's my first time ever seeing this baby. She said, I caught that. Oh my God. It's going to work for me. Matter of fact, I need for you to go ahead and decree it and declare it as it already is. It's working for me. It's not going to work for me. It's working for me right now. It's not just working for me, but watch this. You need to decree and declare that it's working for whoever else that you needed for the work, that you needed to work for. It's working for them too. It's working for them too. It's working. Not gonna work. It's working. Right now, present tense, it's working. Corey, it's working. Nate, it's working. Sage, it's working. It's working. It ain't just working for me, but it's working for you too. As the young folks can say, it's putting that work in. Come on. That means it's doing it right now. My children gonna be like, hey, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. I be listening to them sometimes. They're one of them be laughing at me. Come on, it's gonna put that work in for me. Oh God, I don't know who this baby is. I don't know who she is, but she's a quick learner. Now we just got to make sure that she's a quick applicant, that she applies it now. Come on, because she said at 10:07, she said it's putting that work in for us. Y'all don't catch that. There's a prophecy over in the chat section for you. Huh? That needs to be your decree and your declaration. It's putting in that work for us. My obedience is just not working. And when the servants decided that they was going to obey God, they didn't even question, or even the Bible did not make mention of it. But watch this. Not only was their faith ignited, but if you read further down in the text in my closing, the host of the wedding, he had a conversation. I need for y'all to catch this. He had a conversation with the groom. He said, you switched up. I'm going to put it in my terms now. I'm not adding or taking away from the word. I'm just putting it so you can understand it. Basically what he said, you switched up on us. He said, you switched up on us. He said, because typically you give the good wine first. And you let people get drunk first. Then you give them the discounted stuff. He said, but you switched up. You didn't even do it the customary way. How many of you know that what God is getting ready to do for you, it ain't going to be the way that it's always been done for you? Huh? It ain't even going to be done the way that you used to it being done. Stay focused on the water. Come on. And sometimes, watch this. I got to say this right here. Stop beating yourself up because you ain't got no wine. Thank God for your water. Huh? Stop beating yourself up because you ain't got no wine. Thank God for your water. Because if you put your water in the master's hand, according to his word, it's going to turn into the wine. Huh? I don't know who that was for, but stop beating yourself up because you ain't got no wine. Check yourself. Do you got some water? And he told the host, he told him, the head of the one that was in charge of serving, he said, this got switched up. Watch this. Not only is God going to switch it up, but it's going to be better. It's going to be unexplainable. And watch this. You're going to know what you had. Huh? You're going to know what you had. But when it turns out to be what he said, you're going to know it was him. See, it's easy to thank God for the wine. But you're dealing with the heart of a worshiper when you can just thank God for the water. Is there anybody that says, God, I still got to thank you? I need the wine, but I got some water. And I thank you. Because the water represents obedience. I ain't got no wine, but I got some water. Thank you. And watch this. We're from the country as we get ready to close. Having water and needing wine is like having a pig and wanting some barbecue. Did y'all catch that? Having water and needing wine is just like having a pig and wanting some barbecue. Because we all know, watch this, that if you got a pig, then you got what? Yes, sir. Somebody put it over in the chat section. I'm going to say it again. Having water and needing wine is just like having a pig and wanting some barbecue. And all it has to do, in order for the pig to become barbecue, is go through the process. And all you got to do is give up the pig. Oh God, did y'all catch that? To get your barbecue. Let your pig go through the process so it can turn into barbecue. Obey God and watch your water turn into the wine. But again, I wanted to put focus on not the water or not the wine. I wanted to bring your focus and your attention to the fact that here it is, these men who were not at risk. The issue at hand was not even really concerning them. And Jesus used their faith to make sure that the groom did not suffer embarrassment. It was bigger than the servants. It wasn't about the servants, but it worked for the servants. Not only did it work for the servants, but it worked for the people that the servants were connected to. In my closing, I know it's cost you some faith, but I want to let you know, I know it's cost you some tears, but I came to decree a word over you on today. No, it's not all about you, but it's going to work for you. And it's going to work, watch this, not only for you, but it's going to work for those that's connected to you as well. Come on. I decree and declare the work that's being put in for us, it's going to work for more than us. I decree it to my husband and my sons. That work that's being put in for us. Matter of fact, let me make this thing personal. That work that's being put in for me, it's going to work for Antonio. It's going to work for Altonio. It's going to work for Nate. It's going to work for Rome. I ain't even about to try to name out all them children and the one that's on the way, Jesus. It's going to work for all of us. But watch this. The part that they may not like is it's going to come with instructions. And watch this. That's my in-house. But I just don't have an in-house family. I got a spiritual family. I just need for the people that's a part of my spiritual family to lift up holy hands and say, I'm in, Pastor Fran. I'm in, Pastor Fran. Type it over, throw me an emoji or something, because watch this. Because if it works for me, and if it's working for me, remember what we just said. It's going to work. It worked for those that was also connected to the servants. Come on. I need for y'all to catch that. Oh God, watch this. The miracle and the manifestation, thank you, Holy Spirit. The miracle and the manifestation did not come through the groom. But the miracle and the manifestation, it came through the servants. Do we have any servants in here on today? Because if we got some servants, just know that it's going to come through you. That's why I told you to clap for the people online that you see. That's why I told you to clap for the people that you worship with. Because watch this, we clapping for the servants of God, because that's who the manifestation came through. It came through the servants of the Lord. And if you are a servant of the Lord, I came to decree and declare to you that it's coming through you. Whew. It's not all about you, but it's going to work for you.